Hey everybody, welcome to the discussion board for this week. All right, we've got another very interesting topic. So we've been going through a lot of things related to modern technology and how it interacts with our own day-to-day lives, right? So we've talked about social media and concerns about social media addiction. We've talked about concerns related to privacy online. We've talked about automation and how emerging technology is going to affect the job market and maybe open up new jobs, but also take other jobs and make them obsolete. So this week we're going to talk about another thing that can be controversial, but it's also really kind of an interesting thing. Some of you may have actually experienced it before, and that is VR, or virtual reality. Now, often when people do have some experience with VR, it's related to gaming. And that's big now, right? Or it's growing, I should say. It's not huge. There was VR when I was a kid, and I used to go to the old arcade at the mall. That was a thing. It wasn't just in Stranger Things or whatever. We actually used to do that. And I remember there was a VR game when I was a kid that you could play. It cost like $4 for like 2 minutes, so I never did it. But we've come a long way from there. Usually when people think of it now, you think of the goggles and you think of something you're holding in your hands. And, gaming systems are now kind of playing with this. But the question is, what impact do you think that this is going to have on your lives when it comes to gaming or something? But what about also in the job market? How not even the job market, but like how is it going to affect certain industries or certain jobs? And so there's that article I want you to read, and that gives you some ideas to kind of think about as far as maybe the benefits of VR. So in this discussion, that's what I want you to do, is I want you to start thinking about how this could touch upon your career, maybe your own job. What impact do you think it's going to have? Is that good? Is it bad? It's at this point that people start thinking like, oh yeah, this is great because it can treat people who have PTSD. And then people say, yeah, but I also saw Ready Player One, and that's totally messed up, and I don't want to live there. So there are kind of this push and pull of pro versus con. So I want you to think very carefully about that. Read the article. Maybe even look up a couple of other articles as well and bring them into conversation. That's always a great thing to do to prompt more discussion. And we'll see where this conversation takes us. I think there's going to be a lot that you have to say. Very, very interesting to read all of your comments. Thanks, folks.